Divorce is becoming the order of the day in this generation. Year in, year out, a lot of people are getting divorced. Divorce is becoming common by the day, both among the rich and among the poor. And I keep wondering, why is this happening? Because there were times when marriages were indeed for better for worse. There were times when marriages used to last. There are times when divorce was at a very low rate. But now, it is different. A lot of modern marriages are failing day by day. All over the world, a lot of modern marriages are failing. And I keep asking, why is this happening? Why does it keep happening? Why does the rate keep increasing every year? It is really bad. It is not something that is good at all for the society, because it affects both the couple and the kids. So it is not good at all. But what is actually the reason? Why are modern marriages failing? So that is what I'm going to be discussing in today's episode. I have a few reasons why modern marriages fail. But of course, before I begin, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also like and comment on my videos as well. Thank you so much for that. So what are some of the reasons why modern marriages are failing? Firstly is emotional disconnect. Once couples disconnect from each other emotionally, there is a problem in that marriage. Everybody gets busy. Couples stop checking in emotionally. There is no longer conversations, no vulnerability, nothing. And this silent distance causes, once it lingers for a long period of time, it causes this emotional distance between the both of them. And once couples are not emotionally connected to each other anymore, there is something that will be off about their marriage. And when everybody is just, when couples are not emotionally connected and everybody is just busy doing their usual thing day in, day out, the marriage will get boring. And it will just be as if the couple is now living like roommates. There is no emotion. Emotional connection is what binds the both of them together. So it's very, very important. So once that thing that binds the both of them together is no longer there, the marriage becomes boring. Before you know it, both of them or one of them might become fed up and begin to ask for a divorce. So emotional disconnection first happens before divorce. So it's more like that thing that is more like the first sign that our marriage is already failing. So a lot of marriages in this generation, a lot of divorce in this generation starts with the couples getting emotionally disconnected from each other. Because once they're disconnected from each other emotionally, they're no longer united. And once they're no longer united, they begin to fall. Because in marriage, united you stand, divided you fall. It's as simple as that. There's no two ways about it. Modern marriages fail because of unrealistic expectations. Yes. Social media platforms and the social media influencers has created a lot of fantasies, crazy fantasies about love, about marriage. Like if you go to all the social media platforms, you understand what I'm saying. A lot of crazy fantasies are going on social media. So it makes a lot of people go into marriage expecting those fantasies to happen. All the passion, the love, the ease, the happiness and everything. They go in with that mindset, with all those fantasies filled in them. Now, when they now get into marriage and reality hits them, they get disappointed. And at some point, they begin to like behave as if they regret getting married. They begin to, out of the disappointment, all the things they expected, reality.com. So it's no longer how they thought it would be. So they end up getting fed up, and before you know it, I'm already mentioning divorce. My dear, what is the key? Do not carry unrealistic expectations into your marriage. Do not shove down unrealistic fantasies down your partner's throat. Do not ever try that, because one person is going to get fed up one day. It's either you that keeps expecting those fantasies in your marriage, or your partner that keeps dealing with you, pressurizing him or her with all those fantasies. So either way, you're killing your marriage by having these unrealistic expectations. Please drop all those fantasies. Expect reality. I'm not against you wishing and dreaming of the love, the happiness. Of course, all those things are good. But what I'm trying to say is that there are fantasies. So do not have the mindset that, or do not have it in mind that you will build your marriage based on those fantasies. Or I'm telling you, a lot of things are happening all over the world. Among the rich, among the poor, there is always financial issues. So many financial stress, lack of transparency going on between couples. It is causing a lot of divorce cases in the world. So one of the reasons, very top reasons why marriages are failing, modern marriages, is because of the financial stress that couples go through. Mismatched values and goals is another very good reason why so many marriages are failing, so many modern marriages are failing. Because, for example, when people rush into marriages without deeply discussing a lot of things, like career goals, children, lifestyle, belief, and so on. So many things that needs to be talked about, of course, before getting married. So if you don't talk about these things and make some certain decisions towards the things I just mentioned, it can cause a lot of things in your marriage. Because when the differences emerge, when you guys finally get married, it can shake the foundation of that marriage. And when this happens, if the both of you cannot withstand the storm in that marriage, that moment of those differences showcasing, it can make you guys finally settle for divorce. Yes. So couples should not have mismatched goals. Of course, before you get married to a person, you should be able to align your goals before saying I do. Yes. There are so many conversations that you guys need to have, so many decisions you guys need to make, so many things you guys need to agree on before the I do part. So that if you guys are not compatible enough, at the relationship stage, you can decide to go your way. But when those conversations, those vital conversations are not had, it causes a lot of issues in marriage. And when those issues are not handled properly, the marriage can begin to fail. When this happens, couples end up settling for divorce. There is no way I'll be making a video about why modern marriages fail and not mention intimacy issues. Like I said before, that money is one of the top causes. So is this intimacy issue. So many marriages are failing because of this intimacy of a thing. Sexual intimacy is very, very important in marriages. Sexual intimacy drops. The rate drops over the years in marriages. But lack of effort, mismatched libidos, emotional disconnection can turn partners, couples into roommates. So the sexual part of your marriage is very, very important. It needs to be taken care of. If you ignore it, it can cause issues in your marriage and affect other areas of your marriage. And it can make your marriage to fail. So it is very, very important. It is a section of your marriage that needs to be taken care of every day. If not, it can make your marriage fail. You see influence of friends and family. It has ruined a lot of marriage, and it is still ruining a lot of marriages. A lot of in-laws and friends with failed marriages, or single friends who no longer believe in commitment, who no longer believe in having a good partner, having a committed relationship with your partner, enjoying your home, having full-time 100% happiness in your home. It can sabotage your marriage progress. Because if you're surrounded with people that no longer believe in true love, they no longer believe in commitment in marriage, they have a way of affecting the progress of your marriage. Yes. So you need to surround yourself with the right people, as a married man, as a married woman. protect your marriage by surrounding yourself with the right set of people. Because if you surround yourself with the wrong people, they can affect your mindset towards marriage. They can even make you make wrong decisions in your marriage, because all those advices from them, friends and family with the wrong mindset towards your marriage, all those bad advices from them can make you make the wrong decisions that can ruin your marriage, make your marriage to fail, and even cause divorce for you. It has happened and it is still happening. You see, friends and family, they have caused a lot of harm in so many marriages. So just be careful. Mental health issues also make marriages fail, because a lot of people are going through all this anxiety, depression, and a lot of things. So when these mental health issues are not addressed, it can cause a strain in their marriages. And when this strain happens, if there is no support, there is no understanding, that marriage can fail, and that couple can result to divorce. And that is actually what is happening in so many marriages in our society today, and it's really bad. When couples lack conflict resolution skills, their marriage can fail. We all know that fights are normal, misunderstandings are normal in marriages based on those fantasies, or do not expect all those fantasies that you see on social media in your marriage. If not, you might end up ruining your marriage and settling for divorce. Lack of communication makes marriages fail, and lack of communication skills keep making modern marriages to fail, because communication and talking is not the same thing. Talking is easy, but effective communication involves listening, involves empathy, involves timing, involves understanding, and it is rare among couples. It is rare in modern marriages. Effective communication is very, very important, because when you don't, in fact, a lot of couples just argue over a lot of things without even resolving anything. That is not communication. Arguing is not communication, because if you keep arguing over things without effective communication, it can lead to long-term resentments. And long-term resentments can make the both of you to get emotionally disconnected. Imagine carrying grudges for your partner for a long time. It's really bad. It kills emotional bond like crazy. So don't even start it. Learn to resolve your issues with your partner. So if you don't tackle that issue between you and your partner, all those things is what is going to build up till the both of you get fed up and begin to mention divorce. So divorce can actually be avoided if and only if we do what we're supposed to do at the right time. Tackle issues, don't allow them to build up. That is how you fight divorce from the roots, and early enough. Couples over-reliance on social media is making modern marriages fail. As a married man, as a married woman, you should not rely on social media platforms to build your home. Don't overdo it. Of course, there are so many good information on social media platforms that can help you build your home, your marriage, but it is not all of them that are good. Yes, because a lot of things are happening on social media platforms with all the online marriage comparison, all the pressure, all those information. You see people saying a lot of things. People and their own opinions. Men, do this to your wife. Don't do this. Women, do this. Women, don't do this. A lot of confusion is going on in this generation. A lot of people are actually confused on social media. So it is not all the information you see online that you should apply in your marriage. If not, that marriage will crash, because there is a lot of confusion in the world. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. That is why people just come online and say what they want to say. So you as a person, you should be able to discern the ones that are good and not good, the ones that will work for you and the ones that will not work for you. Not everything will work for you. You should not over-rely on those information you get on social media. Do not use those information to build your home. No. Focus on your marriage. Focus on the real thing. Focus on the connection. Focus on the truth. Do not use things that you hear on social media to judge your partner, to judge maybe misunderstandings in your marriage and all of that, be very, very careful. Especially to the women, all those feminism going on online, you have to be really careful, because those feminism talks and all the feminism movement going on all over the world has caused a lot of problems in marriages, believe it or not, and it is still causing more problems. So be careful, both the men and the women. Just be careful of all this information you get from social media platforms. Be very, very careful. Not everything you apply in your home, not everything you believe. Know the truth, discern the truth, so that your marriage will not fail. Because it is all these things that people hear from social media platforms, when they use it, apply it in their home, apply it in their marriage, they end up having issues. And before you know, their marriages begin to fail and divorce sets in. So all these things can be avoided if only we become more careful. There is no way I'll be making a video about why marriages are failing without mentioning money, because money remains one of the top causes of divorce in the world. Yes, a lot of financial stress and lack of transparency is happening in marriages. In fact, it's becoming very, very common now in marriages. A lot of marriages are going through a lot of issues because of money, with all the power struggles, all the debts, all the financial issues that couples keep having. These are the things that pile up, and when the both of them get fed up, they begin to settle for divorce. So money causes a lot of issues in marriage. Yes, whether too much money or lack of money, it just has a way of affecting marriages. It's happening, it's true. Either ways, it still causes a lot of problem, whether lack of money or so much money. But you see a lot of modern couples, they fight dirty these days. With all the name calling, the silent treatment, the threats of divorce, and so many other bad things they do during their misunderstandings. It's really bad. Because when couples don't address their issues properly, it can make their marriages fail. Yes. You see a lot of couples, they address their misunderstandings so immaturely, and it is making their marriages fail. When you don't address the issues and misunderstandings in your marriage properly, it can end that marriage. It can ruin that marriage forever. So be careful the way you act during those misunderstandings and issues with your partner. If not, you can spoil a lot of things. Constant distractions also make marriages fail, because with all the phones, the television, the work, side hustle, the kids, all these constant distractions, it affects marriages. It makes couples become disconnected from each other. And with all this daily disconnection from each other, it can make the relationship between that husband and wife to be starved of attention. And when they get starved of attention, it can affect them emotionally. It can affect that marriage, and it can make that marriage fail, which can eventually lead to divorce. Delayed or no growth can make marriage fail, especially if it is one-sided. People change. When a partner is growing and the other person is stagnant, whether physically, spiritually, intellectually, financially, or otherwise, it causes this friction between the both of them. That gap causes friction. It is very important that growth is mutual in marriage. Once it is not mutual, there is always a problem. It affects that marriage negatively. Go and ask people that are married. Once growth is not mutual in marriage, that marriage will begin to fail gradually. And when that growth gets to a certain level, divorce settles in. Lack of shared purpose can make marriage fail. Strong marriages are actually built on shared purpose. Yes. So with all the raising of family, building a legacy, all the growth and all of those things, you need to do it together as a team. Yes. If not, the both of you will just drift apart and that marriage can fail. That is why From the early stage of your marriage, you have to learn to align your goal with that of your partner. Align your purpose with that of your partner. If the both of you don't work as a team in building your family, building your legacy in that marriage, your marriage will fail. It's just a matter of time. And finally, on today's episode on reasons why modern marriages fail is lack of vulnerability. A lot of people are afraid to show their weaknesses in marriage, but they fail to understand that vulnerability is actually the gateway to intimacy. You have to learn how to be vulnerable to your partner. If not, there is this distance between you and your partner that will just be there that can ruin a lot of things in your marriage. So yes, you need to learn to show your weakness to your partner. You need to learn to be vulnerable to your partner. And that is all for today's episode. There are so many other reasons why modern marriages are failing, and it is not right. It is affecting a lot of things in the society today. Couples need to become very vigilant about what is going on, because it is affecting so many marriages. And you can fight that thing that is fighting your marriage. If you can work together with your partner, you can fight that thing that is troubling your marriage. So do your very best to make your marriage stand. Even if you're divorced, you can still go back. If your marriage is facing issues and misunderstandings and all of that, fight to bring back peace in your home. It is very, very important. So I wish you the best of luck as you do your best in your marriage. So that's all for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching my video today. Thanks so much for listening. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also like and comment on my videos as well. Thank you so much for watching.